In this tutorial, I'll show you how to enable AR, VR, and mixed reality in Isaac Sim so you can develop in manufacturing floors or in robotics environment. We're going to be using HTC Vive for our VR application in Isaac Sim. And then we're going to check out with the mixed reality with our iPhone app. So let's go ahead and go to our Isaac Sim folder. And what we'll do is launch the Isaac Sim, which is isaacsim.selector.sh. Okay, and we don't need ROS, we don't need any of these. Keep startup, enable. Yeah, these are fine. Let's go ahead and start. Don't worry about the errors. This is something I was tinkering around. Might have to wait a little bit, you get this message. Okay, so it says loaded. And so what we're going to do is we'll go to Windows over here, and there's extensions. Now in here, we have a search bar. We're going to search for tablet. It's going to be in your third party. You click down, click here. So this is the Augmented Reality extension, which is for your tablet or iPhone, or I believe Android works as well. We're going to download this, enable, and auto load. And the next thing we're going to search for is the XR, or let's search for VR experience. Okay, so same thing, third party under user, you have this VR experience. This is going to be for your Steam VR applications, XR profile. We have it enabled and auto load. And that should be all you need. Let's close that. And now you should see some tabs on the right side. There should be one that says VR and one that says tablet AR. For the tablet AR, I am going to download the app on my iPhone called the streaming client. I'm now in my iPhone app store. We're going to search for streaming client. And it should be this one right here. I already installed it. We're going to open it. And in here, it should say your IP and your other things. So to put your IP here, let's see, 10.1, call XR, yes. Yeah, so there's already default IP. On your phone, you can input your IP to match this, make sure it matches. I am putting 10.0.0.127. And so what you're going to do, you can start your app tablet AR. Okay, once you see like rendering over here, it should be connected. And on your phone, you can click connect. And you can see I am rendering a platform here. And once you tap it, it should place the environment. So right now there's nothing because it's a black environment, but you can kind of see that I'm looking at the virtual world as well. Okay, let's stop that on the phone. Stop this really quick. And what you could do is we can go to beta. Let's see. Let's use some robot example here. Or you know what? We'll go to Windows, Examples, Robot Examples. Click on Robotics Examples. I like to use the Follow the Target a lot. It's a lot of fun. Here it is. Manipulator, follow targets. Right here. Let's go ahead and load the scene. And so we can try it again now. If you click Start Tablet. Okay. And it is waiting. I'm going to hit connect. All right. going to set up the environment here. Okay, and if I click tap, there you go. Here is my robot. It's a little bit big scale, I can make it smaller. And if you want it look realistic in the world, you could turn off your default ground. But of course that turns off the lighting. Looks ground plane. Nope, not that one. This one? Nope. Never. There you go. So I still have my lighting. It's a little bit dark. But you get the gist. That's how you start your application. All right. Let's stop this tablet. Okay. And so with similar setup, we're gonna go to VR as well. So VR, what you want to do is in your terminal, you want to open up Steam. And I'm on Linux, by the way. All right, so you want to make sure you already have Steam VR right here, and you can launch it. I don't have my headset set up. I put it away, but I just want to show you what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna close this. So you should see your Steam VR thing right here. It's a little bit small, and you have your settings here. There's a couple of windows here that's not really rendering. But once it says your headset is detected, you have your HTC Vive set up or your other headset, then it should be good to go. One thing I ensured is I enabled a direct setup, which I believe it's in this window. Oh, that's right. So what I did is I clicked here, I went to settings, or was it developer settings? And I believe I enabled direct display mode. I'm not sure if that makes a difference. You could feel free to try the difference, enabled and disabled. But on Linux, it's a little jittery, and I'll show you a video later on. But once you have your Steam VR on, you can go ahead and click Steam VR, and I don't think you need to change anything here. Yeah, I didn't have to change any settings here, just Steam VR, balanced. I think I've tried different performance. Just play around with it, thumb in hand. So you can teleport in your VR, and I'll show you some clips later on. But that's pretty much it for your VR application, and you can load a lot of different environments. I had some trouble loading some of the large scenes because it'll just crash. I'm not sure if it's some compatibility issue. Yeah, that's it. So here I loaded up the Spot from Boston Dynamic, and what's cool is I found out you can use the ground plane to have some interactions with the robot dog. So here I'm just rotating the ground plane and make it bounce off. It was fun. I couldn't quite figure out how to pull the robot dog using a force control. I can point at it. I think I was able to give a belly rub. Yeah, not much off the shelf that you can do with the controller. And here's another example. It's a factory manufacturing, And so I was able to teleport around. Oops, looks like I misplaced the ground floor. I can look around. The scenery is quite nice, good resolution, and I think I was trying to get towards the robot arm there. Couldn't quite figure out how to go lower. Yeah, so I ended up figuring out that you have to point your controller vertical and use your left mouse pad to go up and down the elevation. And so you can move things around with your grip controller, grab stuff. The buttons are not interactable, but I think it would be cool and has a lot of potentials for this. And I really wasn't sure what I'm doing. Everything is disassembled, and yeah, I guess that's why I don't work in manufacturing. I just make a chaos around. But I really like this application. There's a lot of potentials. I feel very immersed in the manufacture in a factory. And you can just, yep, put some boxes, crates, elevate the carts as well. Here is a even bigger manufacturing floor, and I did the same mistake. I accidentally pulled up the floor ground. I think whoever's developing this in the future could make the ground static so I don't pull it by accident. I guess too much power on it. And every component you see, you can take it up just like this with the grip controller. And here I was trying to use the two controllers. Normally you can enlarge an object in, let's say, Unity 3D or any Steam VR game, but I wasn't able to perform the same using the gesture for that. So it's kind of hard to tell, but in my VR headset, the view that I get is pretty realistic, except the jittery issue in my screen. It hurts your eyes a little bit, and I think it's some incompatibility with Linux. It's not a direct Steam VR support, so a lot of jittery in that. And here we have again with the follow the target example. This is by far my favorite part because you can move the target around and the robot has to move around the obstacle, and you can really just interact with the cubes around. And so the robot's not supposed to touch the blue cubes, those are obstacles, but it needs to reach the red cube, which is the target. And I figured you could use the blue cube to kind of push the robot arm here and there. It's really fun. It's an amazing experience. So yeah, that's the end of this video. If you like more content like this, don't forget to subscribe, hit a like, and comment below. And I'll see you on the next one.